Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Enclosure. It's me, Obscure here. Anyway, as you remember in our last episode, we got instructions to help with the seance, so we'll do that. Anyway, let's just talk with these guys again. We talked with them last episode, but we'll talk with them a bit more. Hey Watson, are you eavesdropping on your customers? Haha, good one, Mike. Didn't know you were joking. So you're a bartender as well, Watson? Yes, Mike, and much, much more. Phew, maybe we'll find out about that later. I'm thinking about taking another drink. Please do, Mike. What'll it be? On second thought, I think I'll pass. Whatever you say, Mike. Yep, and we're repeating ourselves again. We talked to Frank as well. I don't think we talked to him last time. Good day, Mr. Bates. All is well, I hope. Get lost, Goodman. William Mayfield interrupts. Stop that childish behaviour, Frank. I won't tolerate this useless wrangling on my expedition. But Bill, I don't want to hear it, Frank. You and Mike will just have to shake hands and make up. Or maybe we could kiss and make up. You offer Frank Bates your hand. Bates hesitates for a moment, but then finally accepts it. Okay, let's forget about what happened, Goodman. That's okay, Frank. I'd like to, too. Sorry. I'm glad things are back to normal between us, Frank. I've been foolish, Goodman. I get that from time to time. That's alright. It's no use crying over spilt milk. We're just trying to push his buttons now. Hear ye, Goodman, hear ye. Enjoying the drink, Frank? Sure, Goodman. What do you want to drink yourself? Maybe later. Okay, suit yourself. Hi, Frank. Hi, Goodman. And yep, we're repeating ourselves. Let's see if we can call him Bill. It's quite the story you told me earlier, William. Yes, it was, Mike, but I just wanted you to know. I can imagine that. William, why is the station called Mary again? My late father named it after my late mother. Oh yes, now I remember. Thanks. You're welcome, Mike. We're just trying to bring up past memories. Excuse me, William. Yes, Mike. Never mind. Anyway, that's all they have to say. Here's you remember. The ingredients we had to get were some candles, some ashes, and some blood. I think that was all. Pardon me. I think that was all of them. So. Well, blood, preferably non-human. It makes sense that should be some in the kitchen. So we'll look on the table, I guess it is. This is what we call cooking islands, a combination of cooking range, stove, oven, boiling ring, dresser, and wooden board meant for cutting. There's some blood on the wooden board. As I said, there'll be blood. Take blood. Okay, you carefully scrape off some blood and fold it into a tissue. Yeah, we'll have to look for some. The cat's playing with the mouse still. Well, it's obviously a wind-up mouse, if you couldn't tell. We don't have any animal cruelty in this game. Let's see who's up here. Most likely Mr. Lee, and yes he is, Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee, he's back to meditating, so we'll let him be and go back down. We'll take a look at what else is going on in the station, as we haven't checked it out today yet. Beyond talking to Frank and William and Watson at the bottom. Now it's monitoring the station. Let's see what the station says. Oopsie. Look, computer. There's a lot of equipment here, but you can't, which you can look at but don't touch. Read, computer. Okay, screen. The screen says, if said look screen, print looking. I'm pretty sure that's a mistake, or a wonder, or might be an in-joke. I'm really not sure about that, to be honest, because that's the code you use for making AGI games, and it's kind of a response. It's basically if you say game's response, if you say something, it will print a response, and I'm really curious if that's an in-joke or a mistake. I never, maybe it pays to email the creators in that regard. I've always been curious about that. We'll have another drink of water while we're here. Tall glass. Oh, shut the fuck up. No. There's Ben and Owen. These benches must be moved aside, Ben. Hey, Mike, it's you. Did you get have all those free items yet? Not yet, Owen, but I'm working on it. That's okay. Please come back as soon as you do. Alright, Owen, I'll be on my way then. See you, Mike. So we obviously not welcome there now. But we'll take a look in the next room. Pardon me, Benson's back to reading his book. See if it's the same one. And it does. 100 causes the bone wear and tear. Doesn't really sound that much of an enjoyable book. Talk to Benson. And we don't want to bother him any further, as he's still reading the same book. But we'll talk to Sarah. What does Sarah have to say? Hi, sweetheart, what are you doing? Hey, Mikey, I'm looking for something on the paranormal, but all these titles are in Latin. Well, it is a doctor's practice, Sarah. Yeah, I suppose. She doesn't seem too happy with our smart-ass remark there. How about this one, Sarah? Let me see. No, it's about all sorts of cancer. This doesn't sound really appealing to read. Don't blame her. No, it doesn't. Anyway, 1 second, folks. I'm just looking for something. As we all are in life. There we go. And we can keep waiting. You can keep waiting. It's not too hard for you, is it? I've been smoking like a bloody chimney today. Anyway, we'll carry on talking to Sarah, make sure we exhausted all options. Found anything yet? No, I'm still searching. As we all are. As I said, we're always looking for something. And we'll do the typical Sarah game logic. Look in the bin. It's an empty bin. What a surprise. I mean, really, it's a surprise. If you play any Sarah games, you know you always look in bins. And there's, well, look at that, some candles. Talk to Lisa. Excuse me, Miss McIntyre. Lisa McIntyre opens her eyes and looks at you. It's you, Mr. Goodman. How can I be of service? I was hoping if you can tell me where you found the candles. I brought them along myself, Mr. Goodman. Why? Do you need candles? As a matter of fact, I do. Could you spare a few? These are all the candles I have right now. I'm using them myself, as you see. Yes, I see. Is there any way I can persuade you into giving those candles, Miss McIntyre? It depends, Mr. Goodman. On what, Mrs. McIntyre? And what you're willing to do for them, Mr. Goodman? I told you it's going to spice up between us two. Oh no, Miss McIntyre, I'm not that kind of man. I've got a girlfriend. She doesn't need to know, Mike. She doesn't need to know. And I've got a boyfriend at home. So what are you aiming at, Mr. Goodman? What are you aiming at, Miss McIntyre? Certainly no favours concerning bodily labour, Mr. Goodman. Please. She's got a sassy side to her. I'm sorry, Miss McIntyre. It's okay, Mr. Goodman. It was just a mutual misunderstanding, I guess. About those candles, what can I get you in exchange? I'll trade them for Frank Bates. Dead. Excuse me, Miss McIntyre? Oh, a photograph of him, I should say. I know he has one in his luggage. What's it with you and Frank Bates? Nothing, I just like Mr. Bates very much, that's all. That's all she says. She is in love, head over heels, I'll tell you that. Thought she had a boyfriend back home, but there you go. Maybe it's not that great. What about boyfriend back home, Miss McIntyre? As we're all thinking out loud. He's just where you said, back home. So I found a photograph from Frank Bates, you say? Yes, Mr. Goodman, give me that and I'll give you my candles. Well, there we go. That's our quest for the day. Well, among many. As I mentioned earlier, there is security in the Bates / Mayfield room. So you have to get around that. And actually, I'll show you what happens if you don't do what you're meant to do. Once we get there. That's not the one, that's our room. It's the next one down. Here we go. And we'll step into the room. And save the game, of course. Bates apartment. And here's what happens. Don't say I didn't warn you. And then they did, and I did. And there goes our face. Seems to me Frank Bates takes his job more seriously than you thought. Better not scratch that wound, it's bound to infect. He's got a point there. And that's all, folks. But no, we'll go back. Apartment. I did spell it wrong there, but it looks like someone also cleaned up the oil spill we had. Anyway, another ingredient we need is ash. Look, table. The source of a strong smell is the table's incense, messy and ashy. Yuck. Besides, the incense is a bonsai tree. Look at incense. Not yuck. Does not only stink, but the ashes make a terrible mess. Hint, hint. Mike, you seem pretty upset. This isn't your room, remember? Yeah, Mike, get a fucking life. Sorry. Just hate picky people like that. Picky, just picking at things. You carefully wipe off some ash, wipe off some ash of the ashes together and put them in your pocket. Not sure how that works exactly, but there you go. 2 of 3. And as Lisa wants the photo and we can't get it yet, well, there is a way to get the photo and get past the killer machine. First, we'll grab our coat, because we're finally venturing outside for the first time. Open door. Luckily, stormy weather has calmed down. It's safe to go out now. We could have looked at the tower before, probably, and it would have told us that as well, but we didn't, and I didn't, and you missed out on a spectacular bit of dialogue there. Perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, we'll take a look around, actually. We'll look. This is the west wing of the station. A large tower can be seen in the distance. It's kind of hard to say because the room's so small that you don't really get that kind of feel of... I mean, when you're walking around, it doesn't seem as big as it is meant to be. Get pick. Okay. Dust the snow off. Dust off the snow and take the pickaxe. In this wide open and quite snowy field, you see the remains of what appeared to be derricks. They've been out of order for years, and as you might remember, we saw them fully functioning and much more better condition in the last episode. The last episode in the flashback. Anyway, just in case, because get rid of that save game there. Just in case. As you might remember, we'll take a look at our inventory. We've got ashes, blood, fishing rod, box of matches, and a pickaxe. And we might as well do as Eskimos do, but as I said before, you can potentially, well, as I hinted at, you can potentially die, and let's see what happens. Sploosh. Now that's something you've always wanted, a deep, dark, watery grave. Bet you won't do any good, but it won't do you any good completing the scam. Fair point there. Anyway, we got 2 deaths for the price of 1 in this episode. Lucky you. Use rod. And let's see if we can wrangle up anything. Nope. Try again. Fishing. It's the gentleman's sport, as they say. And no luck yet again. Look at that. We've got a fish. Take a look at our inventory. We'll take a look at the fish. Look at the fish. Oh, well, obviously we can't. There we go. The fish looks quite delish. Actually, we'll take the opportunity to look at the rest of our inventory. So, all sorts of stammering today. This tool might come in handy at some time. Well, that's a subtle hint if there ever was one. Box of matches. In this game, life's like a box of matches. You only got a few. Mike, use them wisely. This is one of those fishing rods with Instabait trademark, which means fishing till you drop. How handy. Ashes. Smallest pile of ashes that still has a strong odour. And lastly, the blood. This tissue contains a small amount of blood, not human, preferably. I certainly hope so. I don't think Watson's been off killing anyone, but then again... Ooh. Did you see that? I'm pretty sure we saw... There's no one here. Chills just shot up your spine then. Wow. I'm pretty sure we saw somebody there. Pretty sure. We'll go chasing. We'll chase him down. We'll find this person. No one's here. That was strange. And again, no. Anyway, we'll take a look at this area because we haven't done it yet. You're outside the station. The environment is kinda white. Anyway, we'll go back in, because we've done what we need to do. Hang our coat like good little boys. Oops. My spelling is up today again as well. Coat's hung up, and well, if you can't figure out what you meant to do with that fish, then you probably aren't much of an adventure gamer. And obviously, well, if you can't figure it out, here we go. Try to squeeze our way through that door there. Mike's putting on a bit of weight thanks to Watson's cooking. And Snowflake the cat, why he likes that mouse. We'll try to get the mouse. Snowflake won't like that. If you get near the toy mouse, Snowflake will scratch you. So we'll give him something in return for the mouse. Everybody wants something. Be more clear who the fish is for. To cat. Get close to Snowflake first. God. You give Snowflake the fish. First he sniffs it, then he carefully takes it from your hand. And now he's preoccupied, so we can take the mouse. Now that Snowflake's eating the fish, he doesn't mind you taking his toy mouse. And our score is just rocketing up. We're almost halfway. I'm not actually sure how to get a 100% score. I've never done it before, so this will be an interesting experiment to see if I can do it. Anyway, let's give something to distract that robot as well. Use mouse. You wind up the toy mouse and release it just to see what happens. Go mouse, go! Oh no, the robot's... No, don't hurt the mouse. The robot, which is guarding Bates' bedroom, seems unable to follow the toy mouse. It malfunctions. And it's easy as that. And as Lisa told us, probably contains luggage. Open case. Okay. Carefully open the suitcase, hoping for no more booby traps. In case you find a photograph of Frank Bates, you still don't understand what Lisa McIntyre sees in it. Well, we'll take a look at that photo. We might be able to see it. Whoa. We all know what that big gun's compensating for. His small hands. And the fact that he passes out when he flies a helicopter. Anyway, we've got the photograph, and now we can exchange it. Give photo to Lisa. Okay. You hand over the photograph to Frank Bates. Lisa takes it, looks at it with a twinkle appears in her eyes. That'll do just fine, Mr. Goodman. Here are my candles as promised. How's your private seance coming, Miss McIntyre? I sense trouble very soon. Much trouble, Mr. Goodman. Sometimes Lisa McIntyre gives you the creeps. I will talk to her a bit more. Maybe she can elaborate on the trouble. Enjoying your photograph I gave you earlier, Miss McIntyre? Yes, Mr. Goodman, but I enjoy it in silence, so please let me be. Let it be. It's got all of the items needed for the seance. They should be ready. Anyway, we'll chill back at the bar, have a drink, and prepare for next episode. See you then.